Hi everyone, it's Kim France here with my water filtration lab. Here's my setup with just a couple videos. The first video was me cutting small water bottles. I didn't have Dixie cups or those kind of that kind of thing, so I used small water bottles. That was cutting apart the water bottle. This one is poking the holes into the water bottle, and then this one is pouring the different elements into each of the individual water bottles. This one happens to be gravel. The order of the items that I did was gravel, mesh at the top, and then the gravel, and then I went to the charcoal, and then the sand, because it was a fine graded sand, and then the alum, and then cheesecloth at the bottom of a bottle that I had upside down. And each of those are an individual water bottle, just the bottom part that I stacked on top of each one. Here's a video of the actual experiment. All right, and then you can see I stacked them on top of each other, and then I began to pour the water through and showed how it would work through. I used pond water from my pond out back. We have a fish pond, but it's too small for our fish to stay in it in the winter, so we actually don't have them in the winter. But the pond water is pretty gross, which I will show you at the end when we get to that point. And so you can see the water kind of working its way down through, and as it starts to come out the bottom, and how that works. I'm going to go on to the next one. Here are our results. So the right side is the pond water. That one there's a lot of stuff floating in it. And the left one was the filtrated water, which I was super impressed. It still has a bit of a color to it with the algae, but it definitely took a lot of the bits and pieces that were in it, and it definitely lightened the color quite a bit. When looking at the inquiry continuum, I feel it falls kind of in the learner, near the self-directed. We were given the materials, so I didn't put it all the way in the independent learner self-directed category because I felt that we were given some of the materials, we were given some videos that we could watch, so that helped me a lot. But there were some things I needed to figure out because I didn't necessarily have the Dixie cups. I kind of had to figure out a different way to run the experiment. And we definitely had ways that we need to find our own way along the process. The learner guided in process of formulating explanations from the evidence. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit here at the end, but I definitely saw changes, and I think that algae is definitely harder to get out of water, and it requires, when I open the fish pond in the spring, it requires a bunch of different chemicals and different things that treat it differently. So I wasn't necessarily expecting all of the algae to be removed when it went through the filtration system. But the red box shows where I feel that this inquiry-based learning activity fell. My final thoughts, so I did something with the water and I ran it through again. So I took the cup that came out and I ran it through again. And this picture doesn't show it as well as I was hoping, but there was a big difference between the first time it ran through and then the last time it ran through. But this is a great demonstration of how here you can see this is the pond water, and this is the first time it was filtrated through, and this is the second time. One thing I ran into was my alum. I think the filter got a little bit messed up, and so I think that last process kind of got messed up, and that would be something that I need to fix for the next time. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.